We start talking? All right, let her rip. All right, well, hey, everybody. We're here today in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We are at the Concealed Carry Expo. It's the 5th Concealed Carry Expo, and we are here to present the first, or the inaugural, 2019 Linda Harris Memorial Scholarship Award. So we announced this award after SHOT Show this year, didn't we, Destiny?
Yes.
Okay, well, actually, I should really maybe let you guys all introduce the rest of the panel here. So, George, why don't you tell them a little bit about who you are and who Linda Harris is and was to us and why we have this award.
Okay, I'll do that. I'm George Harris. I'm the president and CEO of International Firearms Consultants, LLC. More importantly, I was the husband of Linda Harris for 40 years. And she and I trained people all over the world. She was quite an interesting entity in the business. She was the first female firearms instructor at the Sig Sauer Academy. She mentored women and all kinds of people all over the United States. She was a hunter. She was a competitive shooter. She'd used a gun twice in the defense of her honor. And she was an absolute superb instructor. She had a unique way of relating to all the people that she worked with. She helped me quite a bit with forming new instructors or building new instructors. As a matter of fact, some of the instructors that are at the Sig Sauer Academy right today got their first chance working with Linda and being mentored by Linda as to how to communicate with other people that had lesser knowledge. So at any rate, Linda left us on September the 1st, 2018, and we decided that as a memento to her, as in memory of her, since she was quite an influence on the firearms instruction community, that we'd put this thing together. So the idea was a culmination of the brain trust at USCCA and something that I wanted to do. And I'm very proud that we were able to put this together and remember Linda in perpetuity and to promote female firearms instructors, which ultimately will add to the female population of shooters and hunters in the overall scheme of things. So, Destry?
Yes, sir.
If you would take over and present this thing.
So we, out of all of our entries and applicants for the scholarship fund, we were very honored to introduce Beth Grote. She's from the Cincinnati, Ohio area, and she came across very strongly in not only her current ability as an instructor, but also in her desire to continue to follow in how Linda Harris operated in her life and what Linda Harris did for the firearms community as a whole and women specifically within that community. So we are very, very excited and honored to reward Beth Grote with the very, very first Linda Harris Scholarship. So we're super excited. Along with that, we also had DeSantis. So they chopped in as well, and they sent in a so you get a free holster.
Thank you.
So
holsters are great.
holsters are great. So just to let everybody know, so what Beth is going to be joining us with in the scholarship. So we were able to bring her out here and introduce her to the greater USCCA community here at the Expo. So she'll get a chance to meet a lot of folks. She's free entry to the Expo. All expense paid, and then as well we're going to be talking about specific classes that we have going on in the future, and all expenses paid trip to that class, as well as the free application and entry to the class. So we're very, very, very excited to have Beth as a part of our team. She's already a Concealed Carry Home Defense Fundamentals instructor with us, so we're looking forward to being with her as she continues her journey as a firearms instructor.
Thank you. I really appreciate this.
I was really impressed with your video. Your credentials speak for themselves, but the way you presented on video, the way you communicated, made you an easy choice in my eyes. Not that the other applicants were substandard by any means, they weren't, because we really came up. Oh my God, yeah, we came up with some really, really impressive ladies who are out there and dedicated to sharing their knowledge and experiences with those that are entering into the concealed carry lifestyle. You know, and having known Linda and having had Linda teach me, I know how, and knowing George, and George being one of the most, I admire him so much. This is just so exciting. I don't even know what to say. And to have you be the first winner after what I saw and listened to you on video, I'm excited. I'm excited for you to come and join our class. Did you pick the one out that you're going to?
It's probably going to be the defensive fundamentals, the defensive
shooting
pistol.
fundamentals.
Yeah,
The combo class, the level
combo.
1 and level 2.
Yeah.
Are you going to come in July or September?
I'm thinking probably July. How's the weather in Wisconsin in July?
Well, it depends upon which July you're talking about. Last July, our first class, our first go at that, it was 50 degrees, a high of 50 with
And
torrential rain for 3 days
downpour.
straight. Yeah, it was pretty bad. The July before that, it was 85 degrees and sunny. It was beautiful. This year, I think it'll be. I'm gonna go on record and say it's gonna be 80 degrees.
I think 80 degrees and partly cloudy. You know,
that would be
perfect.
perfect.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be there, then Linda's gonna make sure of that for us, right?
Absolutely. Believe it or not, Linda was a very powerful woman. You know, in this side of things, and she seems to be very powerful in the other side of things. I won't get into it in too much detail, but she's still cracking the whip. So, very, very forceful and a great person. So this looks really good. I'm really excited, and I'm really excited to be able to work with you. And you know, Linda and I worked on a lot of things together, a lot of techniques and methods of communicating and that kind of stuff. And I want to share all that with you so that you can take it and run with it and make it shine even better than what we did.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. You know, so we might even have you up to sunny New Hampshire to do a little bit of training, you know, on my home range too. So, you know,
awesome.
That'd be great.
Anything's possible.
Thank you.
All right, great.
Cool.
You know what I would love to hear, Beth, is if you could kind of share with our audience what you spoke about on your video submission. That would be awesome. I didn't mean to put you on a spot like that, but you know what? You had great things to say. You know, I would love to hear about your passion for teaching and the whys behind it.
I love to teach. I mean, men too, because I get to boss them around, right?
Yes.
Naturally.
But yeah.
That's what women should do.
But women,
We need that.
yes. Women are so unsure around guns when they start out. Then they have their significant other take them to the range, you know, put a .45 in their hand. They fire 2 shots, come out crying and saying, that's it. And there's a better way. For one, do you need your spouse or boyfriend to try to teach you how to shoot? No. Don't you have enough to fight about already?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, amen.
So
you hit it so
get
on the
professional
head.
training.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that, you know, Linda and I taught instructors how to teach other instructors, you know. Mm-hmm. So one of the key tenets there is never teach somebody you're emotionally attached to. And the example we used, and everybody can usually relate to this, is who taught you how to drive? You know, and in most cases it was probably your dad, you know, and were you nervous and uncomfortable? Whereas if your uncle or, you know, somebody up the street had taught you, it would have been a piece of cake. Same thing with firearms. You know, never teach somebody you're emotionally attached to. Let somebody that's got some knowledge and experience. So you hit it right on the head.
Yeah, my husband taught me to shoot, which I was constantly saying, don't tell me what to do, you know? So it's better, get outside help.
Yeah.
And women, teaching women do learn different. Not that a woman can't learn anything from a guy, but some men aren't sensitive to women's learning styles.
Yep.
They want to dump a ton of details and information. Sometimes just take it a bit at a time.
Yeah.
Everybody's an individual, but women train a little bit different. And actually, with so many CCW classes that husband and wives take, if the wife has never shot before and the husband, like, he's the gun guy, not really, but he thinks he is. So they shoot the class, and the woman comes out of the 2 hours of shooting, and she's shooting better than her husband.
That's got to be fun for you to see.
It's really great to see.
Well,
and the husbands are proud of their wives, you know.
Right.
That was one of the things that Linda always did when we did mixed classes, and she would tell the ladies, be prepared to get a little grief once you go home because you're going to beat your husband today.
Right.
you know, and the girls usually would just shoot the socks off the guys, you know, and some were happy, but you know, some egos were tarnished there a little bit too, you know, and that made Linda even happier when that took place. As a matter of fact, in the competitive shooting end of things, she beat me a couple of times, and in the hunting arena, she always beat me. You know, furthest shot, the biggest deer, you know, whatever, and you know, all usually with handguns. So you know, I got used to it. I knew where my place was.
Hunting actually is on my bucket list.
Well, you know,
I want to hunt too. Anything with guns.
There's so much we can do, you know, and you know, you got personal defense, which is one aspect of it. Sport shooting, you know, is a whole wide arena. You've got you know, hunting, you've got competitive shooting, and all kinds of different varieties of doing things, and of course, you know, family enjoyment. That's one of the things we like to talk about. You know, is you know, you can informal shooting at a range, or maybe even in the backyard. You know, if your property will support it. So, no reason you can't have fun with firearms. The other part of it is, you know, you can collect, you can you know, modify and change. I mean, one of the things that just surprised me is women's mechanical interest in firearms. Now, I got in a discussion earlier today about with a lady, and she says, I want to learn how to take the guns apart. I want to see what makes them work. You know, and I said, you know, I was so stupid early on that I never realized that. But as Linda got into the program, the women wanted to take the guns apart. You know, cleaning and lubrication and all that. You know, and I'm like, went completely over my head.
Right.
Now I understand.
Often, women ask to have a gun cleaning class because their husbands are so helpful that they will clean their guns for them. They'll load the mags and send them to the range, clean the guns when they get home, and I'm always saying, do it yourself. You know, be the emancipated woman. Don't let him clean your guns. You need to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
And they actually enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, again, you know, being a man, that just kind of went over my head at first. But I'm not a slow learner in that arena.
Everything that a woman learns to do for herself with guns is a confidence builder.
Absolutely.
And becoming a better shooter, realizing that you're competent with a firearm is totally liberating for women.
I love it.
Liberating and empowering, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I got a question for you. So you mentioned a little bit ago that your husband taught you how to shoot.
Yeah.
So at what point in time did you realize that you wanted to be a firearms instructor? What stimulated that desire, and where are you at right now in regards to where you thought you'd be back when you made that decision?
It was probably, let's see, okay, he taught me probably back in, it was after 9/11. I got my concealed carry in October after 9/11. The world had changed. We were in Indiana at that time. And so there, no training needed. You know, fingerprints, fill out the app, give them your money, you're good to go. So I actually thought I knew how to shoot because I had grown up shooting occasionally, and there were guns in the house. Until I got to Ohio in 2004, and you had to take a 12-hour CCW class. So my husband became an instructor, and then a couple years later I took the class from him when he did a class. And then I realized how much I didn't know that I didn't know. And that even continues today, except I know more what I don't know. There's a ton I don't know that I want to learn. But the original question was, how long after that?
Yeah.
After that class, he encouraged me to start shooting some steel matches because you get immediate feedback. Those were fun. Then I did a little USPSA at the club we belonged to. And then I started inviting friends to shoot with me. And they said, hey, you ought to be an instructor. You're so excited about this. So I did. And that was a couple years, probably. Well, I became an instructor in 2012.
Okay.
So it was 3 or 4 years after. And I want to take as many classes as I can take. I want to learn as much as I can learn. And I want to share it.
So you got a lot ahead of you yet. That's what I hear you saying.
Yes, I have a lot ahead of me. Not only in the shooting world, but like my bucket list. A friend said it's going to take you 30 years to get through this.
Nice.
I just want to do everything.
You're a young lady. You got plenty
Yes, I am.
no
You saw
problem.
that application?
Yes,
I
I
am.
did. Yes, I did. Absolutely. So let me ask you this: do you have any aspirations of reloading ammunition as well?
Well, let me tell you a little story about that. I was reloading some ammo last summer because my husband was at Camp Perry at a match.
Okay.
And I had a class coming up that I needed 2,000 rounds for. And I somehow broke the Dillon press 3 times in a weekend. And
Okay.
I am banned from the Dillon press.
Okay.
So reloading is now not in my future at home unless I have my own
Reloader.
press.
You got to get your own
Yeah,
reloader.
yeah. Linda used to, when we shot competitively, she used to load all of our match ammunition and all that, you know. But she, like you, had the propensity for breaking anything. As a matter of fact, I renamed her Destructo any number of times because every time I'd come home, you know, there would be something else destroyed, you know. And
How'd that go over for you, that nickname?
Yeah. That would be a good one. That would be a good one. So there's lots to do. You've got lots of resources to draw from. You know how to get a hold of me directly, and I'm more than happy to, you know, give you whatever it is that you need to take off and run with it. Destry and Steve are just absolutely outstanding. I've known Steve a little longer than Destry simply because he's worked for USCCA a little bit longer. But I can't think of 2 better guys that I'd want to team up with and run with. You know, so you got good support people there, and you know the whole training team. They're just like out on a little island by themselves. They are really outstanding. Not that the rest of them aren't, but they're special people. So you know you'll have a good time with this.
That's very nice, George. Now I'm going to throw a little bit of good stuff towards George. If he's inviting you out to his place in New Hampshire, you need to go, because that is a heck of an experience. And if you can learn from him too, understand this is that Linda taught George a lot of stuff too. He didn't just teach her, but she taught him some stuff. And if you can pick any of that up yourself, man, your future as an instructor is going to be nothing but double thumbs up. You know, and anybody that's listening here, if you want to meet Beth, if you want to meet the instructor team, come on out to that class in July. All you got to do is USCCA.com, click on training, click on become an instructor, and you'll find the link to that class. You can join Beth and Destry and I. Maybe we can even convince George to come out and spend a weekend with us as well. Okay?
It's entirely possible. You know, one never knows.
So, and also on that same page, when you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see that the Linda Harris Scholarship Fund is up and running still. We're taking applications for next year. So any ladies out there that are looking to apply, please feel free. Go in. Pretty easy to do. Was it easy to do?
It was painful. It's very hard. It really was very hard to promote myself.
Yes.
To say why I should get this over someone else. That was hard.
Well, it is. You have to understand it's an interview, so you have to actually talk about yourself, which a good humble instructor not normally used to doing that type of thing. So
that's true. But and one other thing is the ladies that did apply this year are eligible to apply next year as well. So although we only have the ability to select one a year, you know, that doesn't mean you can't apply again.
That is correct.
And as Beth would say, you know, small things happen to people who deserve it. You know, so it's a good thing all the way around.
Well, George, thanks for everything you do in the firearms industry. Beth, thanks for applying, and thanks for winning. And I can't wait to see you in July. Destry, I think we got more work to do. I see somebody cracking the whip on us right now.
Talking about that, you know, one of the things we want to do with this program is to try to expand it and get more women involved in shooting sports and personal defense. And, you know, the first start of that is to promote female firearms instructors. But again, anytime that we or anytime that any of our viewers can possibly take a woman to the range and get her started on the progress, it's good for us as a society. It's good for us politically. It's good for us all the way around.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So take a lady to the range every chance you get.
Awesome.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, thank you for being here.
Exciting.
It is.
Well, the expectations are high, so and we know,
I will meet them.
We know you'll meet them. Absolutely.
I will exceed them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Congratulations, Beth.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have an amazing day.
Take care.
Heading to go train. Got my range bag, got my gun bag. Now I got my safety equipment, medical gear, I'm ready to hit the range.